Total solutions for any mix, any volume. All managed by Panasim Enterprise Edition. Panasonic. Total solutions beyond SMT.
Welcome to the Essemtec booth here at SMT Nuremberg. I'm joined by Frank Bose, CEO, Managing Director. Good to see you again, Frank.
Hi, Trevor. Nice to see you again. Thank you.
So, Essemtec sort of positioned itself more as the for the small high mix market and NPI market, and you've got a couple of really cool new introductions here this week. So, the first one we're standing beside is the Fox pick and place machine. Tell us some of the features and benefits of this system.
Thank you, Trevor. Essemtec is 25 years old, actually, in April this year, and for that occasion we've brought out two great products. One of them is the Fox. It goes back to our tradition of having a sophisticated, affordable machine for low volume, NPI type environments that has a highest flexibility. That means we can do dispensing and we can do placement on the same machine. We have the biggest component range in this class, and we have 180 feeders on just 1 square meter of footprint.
Right. Okay. So I mean, you've got 180 feeders. So to qualify that, we've got what 80 per side, and then you've got some odd form ones along the other two axes.
On the sides, yes, we've got 60 in the front, 60 in the back. Then we've got 30 on the sides. We've got vibratory feeders. We've got strip feeders. We got trays at the back as well. So that works. What we've done is we brought sophistication in terms of drive technology also into this market segment with these two linear motors. So the X and Y are driven by linear motors, and what we've done is we've done two-sided motors in sync so that we don't get the wiper effect. So the precision of this machine is extremely good, and it's underpinned with the mineral cast chassis that we have that's optimized for vibration absorption.
Right, okay, so, because of course, vibration and stability is very important.
Yeah, vibration, stability is very important also for the presentation of the parts, right? So the top camera comes over, the feeders are all intelligent, we can do chaotic placement, and we can do hot swapping, which means with so many feeders, typically you need maybe 80 to 100 feeders for a job. So you could be kidding the next job while the first one is running, just taking out the feeders that you don't need, feed them up, kit them up, and bring them back on, and have no standstill time. So machine runs at 4,500 CPH, 50 micron 3 sigma at that speed.
Okay. Well, it's certainly very flexible, but I mean, I think we should point out it is a manual system. It's not an inline feeder, but it can be made into an inline placement machine if we want to.
Trevor, very correct. So this system, if we take the feeders on the side away, we can fit a conveyor, a 3-stage conveyor into the system, and these systems can also be placed one after another, and then we have a software to do line balancing and to optimize over several machines in line.
Okay, and it's obviously backed up by your very intuitive graphic user interface here.
I shouldn't move out of the picture, I suppose. Yes, we have a graphical interface. If we bring that forward, the machine comes with this size monitor. It visualizes everything that the operator and the engineer need to see. It comes from the overview, setup, produce, teach, and statistics on the system. So KPIs, OEE numbers, everything is recorded on the machine and can be displayed. And it also talks to EMIS systems for factory integration.
Superb, superb. Now, it also works alongside another new product introduction, which you've got at the other side of the booth. So can we take a walk across and have a look at the new dispensing system?
Absolutely, let's do that.
So, Frank, we're in front of the other big innovation this week, which is the Spider dispenser. And this is really quite in a class of its own in some ways. So tell us the secrets.
Yeah. Well, the Spider is the little brother or the cousin of the Scorpion, which we had out for several years now. And what we have heard from our customers, they love the design, the software, and the capabilities of the Scorpion, but it's sometimes too big for a dispenser. especially in packaging application, clean room sides, or COB applications. So what people have requested us to do is shrink the machine, and that's what we've done. So we shrunk the machine, we put linear motors on it, we have a dual drive gantry on this one as well, and we have the capability to put 2 different dispensing heads on the machine. It goes crazy fast, really. We picked up speed another 50% over the Scorpion, also by shrinking it, obviously, so the whole motion system is now smaller. It's more stable, and we found that the valves can be driven even faster than what we can do on the Scorpion. So this one is 50% faster with the fast motion board, and right now we are at the limit of how fast we can calculate the time or the path for the next dot, and not actually limited by mechanics or dispensing technology. So when we're dispensing lines, we're going up to 2.2 million dots per hour, which is really, really fast. So we can, yeah.
So 2.2 million dots per hour.
Yeah, and we are doing 150,000 dots if you do single dots, and we're stopping the machine, shooting the dot, moving it again, shooting the dot. And then of course it depends on the layout, you know, if there's a lot more motion in between dots, then that number will come down a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, obviously it's you using the dual head, which you've got in there, which is important, and the linear motors and the whole thing, so you can achieve the 2.2 million shooting the same thing.
Right, and it's a piezo actuator that we're using that can be driven that fast. That's also very important. And then it's important that the liquid or the fluid that we're dispensing can actually flow that fast and be fed with the right pressure. So there's process technology that goes along with that. That's really important as well. Yeah.
But so you also are associated with the valve company Vermes, and I believe you can also use the Vermes valves to shoot solder paste. Is that correct?
That's correct. So we have cooperations with several valve companies, and Vermes obviously is associated with us as well. And so we prefer to use Vermes, and it's working really nice. We get very good repeatability out of Vermes. We have the solder paste jetting, and we have glue jetting configured on this machine. But we can also do conductive silver epoxies, underfills, diamond fills. The machine has a laser built in, so we can do 3D curves and contours. So gasketing can also be done. So very versatile machine and very fast.
Excellent, excellent. So, you know, putting all this together, you know, the dispenser, your new pick and place system, of course your Cubus component storage, you've really got a very slick, very fast turnaround NPI offering here.
Right, that's how Essemtec grew. I mean, it's 25 years that been business. We cater to that market. We've got NPI in our blood running. And so that's exactly where we put all of this together, and it's all tied together with the manufacturing software that's required to do component management, traceability, printing, jet printing, solder paste, and glue, and then doing pick and place with a lot of components on the machine. So most of our customers, we would recommend that they leave the machine kitted up for the standard components like 100 ohm resistors and capacitors, and then just bring on the components that are needed for the jobs. And when we look at that, there's a lot of job families or board families that come together, so they can all be produced all at once with the same setup. So kitting time, job changeover time is really what we're focusing on, and that's what is being very successful, together with the software that kind of like goes over all of that and pieces it together. It's called EMIS. It has a graphical user interface as well. It shows all the machines on the desktop, so to speak, and you can see which machine is doing what at what time. So it's very intuitive for the production floor manager as well.
It's a great system, and of course the setup time as well is reduced because you don't need stencils, so you program it very easily and you're off and running.
Right. We obviously also have printers, and stencil technology is always going to be around because, you know, you take 10 seconds to print any number of pads, so it's really fast. So that will stay, but if you need to do 4 or 5 boards and you have a fast jet printer like that, really then it's very competitive to work that way. And this one will keep up with our pick and place machines and do the printing for all the boats.
Okay, well, Frank, congratulations on both these new products, and thank you for joining us today.